Right, hello and welcome to another episode. Today we'll be carrying on with our Sharp VC-381H, which we were looking at last time. We discovered there was no deck functions on there, so it loaded the tape, but it did nothing else. The cassette lamp was not lighting, so that's our first port of call. We need to tear down into this machine to get access to the video lamp. Now obviously this is the only one that I've actually got that has got a incandescent lamp. All my other ones are a bit more modern than this. So the history of this kind of design is that this was just a cheaper way of manufacturing that kind of system where the start and the stop sensors were controlled by light. Now obviously they were very unreliable. As you can see here, the lamp has fused, so the service departments of manufacturers back then did charge a fair bit just for the customer to get their machine working again. So in this episode what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear down into this machine properly to see how you should replace a lamp on a machine that has one, like this one does. Now I've got spare parts, got plenty spare parts, so all I want to do today is try and get this machine to play, stop, rewind, fast forward, and obviously to check the picture. I'll be doing it properly, so I'll be showing you all the disassembly that is involved just to get into that area there. Okay, now it's not really done by time, it's actually done by the actual work involved. So back in the days I used to replace a lot of lamps, and I did used to cut corners because actually getting to the actual connections on there, most of the time they were soldered on, but I think JVC actually made a design which was just plug in, which was very easy. So without further ado, okay, let's start and let's get our screwdriver. Now, as you know from the previous episode, I have taken off a lot of the screws, so I've just put it on very lightly. So the top cover comes off, goes there. The front panel will come out. Right, on here we have to know that we've got a two screws at the bottom, so they will have to come out. So let's turn it upside down on its side, like that. Okay, so these two screws at the bottom will have to come out in order to release the front panel. So that's one. And that's two. So we just, I know the camera's off this part, but I mean it's a very heavy unit, and the less handling I have to do to it, the better. So now we turn the machine back up onto its correct side. weighs a fair bit. Well, that's what they did back in the day. So now this should come off. So that's our front panel off. Let's put that safely there. Okay, so the next thing to do is to remove the cassette carriage. Now, this board here is really annoying. This is a really annoying board because it doesn't stay upright like that, like most manufacturers did. So I'm thinking maybe I should remove this board. I don't know how easy or difficult it is to remove this one, or whether it's safe for me to do that. It probably is, because we've got an earthing wire. Right, so this is the earthing wire. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this board, because this is just going to cause me a lot of headache. Yeah, this is going to cause me a lot of headache just to keep this upright like this. So right, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to carefully remove this this shielding on here, just to see whether there's a plug. Oh, there is. Is there a plug underneath there? No, there's no plug underneath there. So we'll have to remove it from. We'll have to remove it from the actual board, its head itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the first thing I want to do, this is purely for the ease of access, because I've got a circuit board on the back of here as well, which the wires for the lamp actually get soldered into, and I actually want to get into that. But if this is going to start, you know, dropping forward like this, it's not really going to help me. So let's turn the machine round. We've got to be careful now because a lot of plastic is exposed. Blimey, it's very heavy, isn't it? Right, so we've got these two clips here which we will have to remove. Okay, so that's one. Right, that's the second one. Okay, so that can. I don't. Is that all right? Shall I leave it like that? What do you think, guys? No, because I could damage the board. I'm actually going to remove it for safety. So we've got two plugs here, which we have to remove. Will they come out? Right, so that comes out. And that comes out as well. Right, so that's your that's that. So let's get the head off now. This will just give me that little bit of ease, you see. Right, okay, so don't have to remove the whole screw off, so that should come off there like that. So let's leave that there. And this is the right. So that's your that's your video board out. So now I've got access.
Yeah, video.
Right, so let's put that here. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this cassette carriage. Let's get it in frame. Right. So there's 4 screws each way, and there should be a plug. Yeah, there's a plug there. So let's take the plug off. For the cassette carriage. So there's 4 screws. They're marked red. So those are the screws which we have to remove. Put them safe here. Oh, Jesus. Right, so there should be one on this side. Right, so 4 screws are off. Now this cassette carriage should come off. No? It's probably hooked in. Are these screws actually on there? Yes, so we need to remove these 2 screws as well to get the cassette carriage out. As I mentioned, I think this was one of the first front-loading machines. Right, here we are. So that's the cassette carriage out. Made of flimsy plastic. Okay, so let's put the cassette carriage there. Okay, so now it exposes this area here. You can see how disassembled this unit is now. I'm actually going to turn it around so that you have a better view of it. You can see how this cassette carriage is quite, there's quite a bit of weight on there, isn't it? Okay, so I'll bring the camera forward a little bit for you so you can actually see what's going on here. Right, so here we are. So here's the lamp in question. That lamp has to be looked at. Now, we obviously have to change the idler as well, so I'm going to be looking at that at some point. Capstan shaft is really dirty. That will have to be looked at too. But my aim today is to get some kind of movement. Right, so the lamp actually goes underneath the sound head, and we need to see where it ends up. Let me take Jesus, that's quite hard. I think it's easy just to remove the plugs, isn't it? Right, we just want to remove these 2 earthing plugs, these grounds, because they're coming in the way. Now you can see how disassembled this unit is now. I think the first thing that I need to do is to desolder these wires from the actual circuit board on the back of it. You see, we've got a circuit board right there. Okay. The belts themselves don't seem to be in that bad a shape. Pincher is a bit hard, so I wouldn't do any front searches on there. So let's get a pliers and let's have a look at where these wires actually go. So that's for the frequency generator of the motor. So here's one wire here. Okay, there's one wire. Lamp, LMP, it does say LMP, so it's pin 10. And where's the other one? Should be near it, should be 2 wires. It's a shame this board is actually attached on the back here. I could have removed it. So that's one wire, so that's pretty accessible. So where's the other one? This one here. Right, so pin 14 and pin 10 are the lamp wires. I think that gives me plenty access. It's a good thing I removed that video board from there, because that would have just given me a lot of problems. So what we'll do now is we'll desolder these 2 wires. So pin 10 and pin 14 are the lamps. So I'm going to turn it round. So I can actually have a look at it. Right, pin 14. So pin 10, which is that one and that one. Is it? Right. So let's get our soldering iron. Okay. Okay, so that's one. And that's the other one. So the lamp is out. Or desoldered. Okay, so now what we do, we just have to see, just go and make sure that we know how this is threaded. So it's underneath the sound head, and then it goes to the back here like this. So now we remove these wires. So now what we can do, and I hope you can see that, is we are going to take this lamp off from here. I'm going to keep it in this direction because I have to then reverse everything that I've done. Right. Very carefully remove the lamp. Okay, so here we are then. That's our lamp out. Now what normally would happen is you would just put a lamp in there, but I need to make sure that this lamp is actually faulty. So there's 2 ways of doing it. Either you can put some voltage across it, like this, and see whether the lamp lights up, or you can use an ohm meter. As I've got this ready, right, here we are guys, don't know whether you can see that as well, but the lamp is not lighting up, so that means this lamp is open, and we're going to confirm that with the ohm meter. Right. Right. So here's my right. So let's just confirm what is going on out there. Is that a fire brigade? Where is it coming from? Oh yeah. Oh, fire brigade. Must have been a fire somewhere. Very unfortunate. Right. Right, this lamp is open. As you can see here, there's no continuity at all. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll get our replacement lamp. It's the original. It's very difficult to get original parts these days for these kind of devices. So we go into our box. So these are the screws. I think these are the lamps. Okay, we obviously will. Okay, so we'll keep one aside here. Okay, so here we have our replacement lamp, as you can see. You open up the package and remove the lamp. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this with the battery just to make sure it does work, because the last thing I want to do is put a lamp in there which is a replacement, which is also faulty. Right, so here we are. As you can see, we've got light. Okay. So now we would have to so that goes like that. Okay, so let's my hand's gonna be in the way here, guys, so I'm sorry about that. Right, here we are. So we'll just put. Sorry, my hand's in the way, guys. There's no way around that, unfortunately. Right, let's screw this lamp on. Okay, so there we are. So now we have to reverse the process of what we've just done and thread these wires. So let's just put them together. Are these thicker? Okay, so here we are. The lamp's in. Okay, so what we'll do now is re-solder it back in. So, speed it round where it was before, so it doesn't come in between anything. There's no positive or negative with this, so you don't need to worry about all that palaver. Right. Oh, my soldering iron is just switched off because the plug wasn't on properly. So I just have to wait for it to warm up again. What I'm going to do is, after we've attached this lamp and everything, we put everything back in, we'll just assemble it very lightly again, so that we can just test what stage it's at. And if we get favourable results, then we will think about, in the next episode, changing the belts, changing the idler, giving it a once over, getting rid of the crud of this capstan shaft. I might need to take this off to do that, because people don't. I think I might do that now, actually, after this, because I'm not going to run my tape across that. I'm not prepared to run my tape across that, but that's going to get damaged. That's definitely going to get damaged, so we have to make sure we do the right thing. I'm just waiting for my soldering iron to get warm again. Yeah, they didn't make them well in the early 80s. They really did a good job. 1983, best time to buy a VCR, I would say, because they will actually last you. Now you can see how disassembled this unit is. Just to change the lamp, you have to go through all this. Well, if you do it properly, there is another way around it. What you can do is you can just solder the wires on the end of this, and just put some insulation tape on there, but I don't like doing that. I have done it when I was in the business, but not now. I wouldn't do that now. I will do it properly now. Right, so we're just going to solder this properly so we get a good connection. Okay, so that's one, and where's pin 14 on here? This one here. Actually, this is marked as pin 7. Right, there we are. So just give a little bit of dab of solder just to okay, there we are. Right, so that's all the soldering we have to do. So we'll just put the clip back in there, fold that back where it was, put all those wires nicely at the bottom. So that's our lamp installed. So now we just reverse the process. Okay, I'll move you back a bit now. Right, so what we're gonna do now
tomato ketchup, the kitchen egg and all that.
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't get big leg, you haven't any pleasure. Very big.
Right, so we put the plugs on.
Huh?
So that's one plug, one set of plugs. That's the second set of plugs. So here we are, guys. Right, so we've got the lamp installed. So what we've got to do now, we've got to get the video board back in, and also all these earthing wires, ground cables. Okay. So that's that. Right. What the hell is that? Condensation. What I do want to do is I want to give this capstan shaft a little bit of a clean, because it's just, I don't want to run my tape across that one because it's gonna damage it for sure. So let me get my isopropyl alcohol. probably this machine hasn't been maintained for a long time. Just want to do it lightly. Jesus, this is terrible. No, I'll have to take the caps and shaft off. I won't do that now. Now, we'll have to take this caps and shaft off. So much crud on there, it's unbelievable. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to, the next thing to do is to get the video board back in. Right, let's get the video board.
ये बेटे से फर्नीचर मारा कि जिधर जाता हूँ मैं अपना होता है ये कैसे आ जाता है
Right. We'll be careful with these clips because so I think it's supposed to go like this if I'm not mistaken. Probably lay it down like that and then push it in like this. Okay, so now the video board is clipped on. Now it's deciding to now it's deciding to stay upright. Blimey. Just when I don't want it to. Okay, let's put the head wire back in. Head cable. Okay, that's that. Don't know whether this was there or not, but I mean, as I said, I mean, this will have another session, definitely. I just want to get it going today. Right, okay, so we've got to connect our cables back up. Okay, I don't think we'll be needing to remove this one. Right, so actually, look, now it's actually staying up. Look at that. Blimey. Never mind. Okay, so we'll now put the cassette carriage back in. Very lightly, very, very lightly. So we'll put that screw on. What we'll probably do is we'll put the front two screws on and the two back ones for now, anyway, just so that we can test it and see whether we're going to get any favourable results. Okay, so let's get okay, get another one. We're sure to have problems with idlers and stuff, but I've actually got all of those replacements, so we don't need to worry about that. Right, so we put the plug back on for the cassette carriage. Okay, is this going to stay up? Well, I hope so. Right, here we are, guys. Now we've got our lamp in. So I think we now have to do a test on here. See if there's nothing underneath there that's going to short out. Right, okay, so here we are. So as you can see here, I think I've got everything connected. Right, let's put some power in there and let's see whether we got any favourable results. Right, so we got our clock. Ah, there you are, look at that. We've got our lamp. That's great. I think it's decided to have some belt trouble now. Well, we've got to replace the belts at some point. Anyway. Right, so let's push the tape in. Now the lamp is lighting, so that's a good sign. Right. Our first tape. Right. Where's fast forward on here? Blimey, I don't even know what is what. So fast forward is supposed to be the third one down. Right, we got fast forward, which is good. Where's the stop? Stop is the second. Rewind. I'm actually quite surprised by this idler. There we are. Stop. Okay, let's go into play. Will it play? Right, it's moving. That's a good sign. Stop. Okay. Eject. Okay, there we are. I think it's time to connect it to the television. What do you think? I think so. Let's just undo this one for now. We can connect it to the television and we'll give it a quick test. Right, so I've got to bring you around now. There we are.
आपकी दुकान में चाबी है आपके में यहाँ चाबी से देखते वो बनाओ तो हो सकते हैं नहीं
Right, okay, so let's get it on. I haven't cleaned the heads or anything on here. Oh, straight away we've got our test pattern straight away. That's a good sign, isn't it? Don't have to even tune it. Right. So let's push the tape in. Play. Ah. Right. Is that a dirty head? Right, so we've got snow. Have we got sound? No sound either. That might be because the TV is blanking the sound out. It might be a good idea for me to just clean the head. I think that is it moving? Oh yeah, it's moving all right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean the head because I haven't done that yet on here. Okay, let's stop it. Right, okay, what we'll do, we'll clean the head, unplug it, right, so now, I hope this stays up because I actually want it to stay up now. It's not going to stay up now, is it? Right, okay. So to clean the heads, we'll just get some plain writing paper. Clean, obviously. Get some isopropyl alcohol on there, like that. And go in the direction of travel. No, I didn't find anything on there. Give it a few minutes to dry out. Yeah, there was a bit of muck on the head. That could certainly explain why we didn't have a picture. But anyway, I've just done it very lightly. We'll power it up again and see whether we have any favourable results. Has it dried up? Yeah. I can see the colour of the head is coming out now. It might have been that. Right. Right, let's try again. Is that it? Right. Let's turn it round. Right, what am I getting here? What is that? Is it still on the have I not got sound? I haven't got sound either. Right, we still have no picture. Oh, okay. What can that be then? Okay, so that's where we are on this, guys. We've got no picture. What I'll do is I'll let it run for a little while and see whether it appears. Tracking doesn't obviously that's not gonna do anything, is it? Tracking isn't gonna do anything. Well, at least I've got it going now. What about reverse search? Will it reverse search without damaging the tape? Wind the tape back a bit. I'm quite surprised that the idler is actually working on here. I think there's no signal coming off the head drum. Right, so what we'll do is we'll leave the video there now. I'll keep it running for a while, see if it appears. If not, then we'll have to find out why we're not getting any picture. I thought it was I'm not getting sound either. Why am I not getting any sound? I'm not getting any sound either. Very strange. This could be a power supply fault. Anyway, that's where we are on this. I'm going to put it back now very lightly off camera because I'm nearing off the 1 hour mark, and we've got it going but no picture or sound. But that may be because my my TV is blanking out the audio on here. So that is where we are on this. We will get it going. I have got a spare one, so we will try and get it going. Something is happening on there. It's blanking out, you see. Okay guys, that's it for now. So thank you very much for watching, and in the next episode I think the first port of call is to try and get the picture back and see why we're not getting any picture. Only if we succeed with the picture, then we'll start putting new belts on there, new idler, clean up the capstan shaft. Okay, well thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.